Hi, my name is Sierra, and I'm doing the first discussion. For the first question we're asked about is why Americans have such a problem talking about saying like the private part words out loud. I think a reason that we as Americans have like such a uncomfortness with it is because just like the way we grew up in the society we are in, just like in our textbook, we're reading about gender schemas and how like we might be growing up like in a gore kind of place or like a guy kind of place where girls will like get pink bedrooms or boys will get like blue bedrooms. It's kind of like the same with like saying like private part words is like we grow up in a place where like our parents tell us no, or there's a big taboo about like saying it. Um, and the article talking about that we had to read talking about like penises, vaginas, and vulvas, it talks about how we, as like people, like the mom came in and got mad at the teacher for saying those words, saying that she made her innocent kid like know stuff, but like in reality, like that article talks about how like it is important because otherwise there's all these different things going on, like like molestation and all of that. With really no, like there's such like a taboo about talking about it that like people don't even realize what's going on. Um, and I think like in the other one, the NPR video or audio we were listening to, it talks about like the same thing kind of thing. Like these boys, like they don't even know, like, might not even know what they're doing is wrong because, like, our culture doesn't really talk about it. We don't really have as much as like a set thing as we should be. So these boys are going through puberty. Like our textbook talks about like puberty and they're having all these changes. And if like parents aren't talking to their kids or teachers, like they have like not a lot of idea of like what's going on with their body. And so like when situations arise, like they might do stuff like if they don't have that education to like even know what they're doing or if it's wrong. And then in that same way, like those two articles relate, like the article and the NPR audio, because like in both of these situations, like the kids and teens don't really have a lot of context. There's like a big taboo or shame with like naming body parts or a lot of these certain things. And so it's like very confusing. I think like in our society as a whole, the whole sexual topic is kind of like a taboo to talk about a lot, which creates situations where like um sexual like molestation, like last week I volunteer with like kids and one of the kids came up and I was like, "Oh, I missed you last week." And she's like, "Oh, I wasn't here because I was touched in my private parts." And so like even like that there's so much taboo and shame and all these things with it. Like these girls aren't even like getting talked to about like what those parts are really and like getting explained properly. And I think that if we do, like as a society, if we do change like the way that we talk about it and the way that we talk about education, just like how we read about in the article, then I think that big changes could happen in a better way. Like boys and stuff could like better know what they're going through or like what their different feelings are and like how it's still wrong to do what they did to that girl in the NPR article. Just like in the children's article, kids would know like what exactly like private parts are, and it's okay to say them. Like if our society didn't care as much about it, like it's okay to say those things and explain like it's like people shouldn't be touching you there and stuff like that. So I think like as a society, if we do start talking about this, if we do name them like what they are and stuff, I think it would be a lot better and we'd have a lot better outcomes and things would be a lot clearer and people would have a better understanding of what's really going on. Um, it's interesting like reading about these things and like thinking about it because really it would make a big change. Um, thank you.